Welcome to One World Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's keep exploring what more survival skills that Paleolithic society, our ancestors, would need to have. Shooting, okay, it's not about the gun shooting because this was way before the invention of gunpowder or guns. But this is arrow shooting. We talked about bow and arrow, and today we talk about the action to shoot the arrow out of the bow. And when you see the contemporary Chinese, doesn't mean a thing. Actually, the contemporary Chinese probably is more likely from, well, it's a simplification. It does keep this three finger hand symbol, which is this thing at the bottom right corner. And the top side of it is abstracted to the extent that it's really hard to tell. Versus the mid-history dictionary that summarized about 2,000 years ago by Xu Chen, it gives you a visual sense of what this person is doing there. What's the action verb over here? It's a shooting arrow verb. And again, I have to apply to I'm so happy to discover that. I'm not sure if any scholar talks about that. It's only after my doing this about 4 years, unpacking and trying to explaining and making sense of what these ancient language creators, what were they thinking when they create such visual cues for us? And when we apply to different time eras, sometimes we have to imagine a little bit. I don't exactly know when, but I happen to have taken archery lessons before. And this is like exactly that. Let me explain. The top symmetrical images are our feet. Specifically, this is left feet, this is right feet, because this cactus looking thing is a Chinese abstraction of three toe foot. We have three finger hand, we have three toe foot. So this foot symbol, this big thing on the front, connected to the supposedly the sole of your foot is the big toe. And then you have this pinky toe sticking out on the side, the rest of the toes in the middle. And so visually, it's almost like the pinky toe is growing on top of the middle of the three toes. I mean, I'm using my hand to symbolize the toe. I cannot, I probably can put my foot up here, but it's not good to look. But that's left and right toe. Okay, Chinese is a first person perspective language. I took some time to figure out. So this is from first person perspective. You're looking at the screen, basically your own toe when you are your own feet when you're looking at this direction. So this is your left foot, right foot, and then we have a bow here that looks like this. Now you're going to place the arrow was not expressed in here, but you have the bow on the left side and you have a right hand, three finger hand symbol, right hand on the right side. And supposedly you hold the bow in your left hand and you're expressing your right hand in here from bottom right of the screen. And then you're pulling the string on the bow here. So all that structure here, this thing is the bow supposed to be something holding in hand with a tension. So archery action to shoot is to stand the feet parallel to each other, and then your target is going to be your left side exactly. And I guess in archery there is left-handed, right-handed as well. So if you're right-handed, you're going to use your right hand to pull the string and use your left hand to aim and target. So your target is always like perpendicular to your vision. Perpendicular. So your vision is to the front and your targeting at archery shooting is to your left side, like perpendicular. So you're holding this with your three finger hand symbol. I mean, you're using all fingers here. And then you're pulling the string to create the tension before you shoot. And your feet are standing parallel to each other. That's exactly your position, your posture when you're getting ready to shoot. And that's how Chinese just visually lay out all the essential moves. And I guess shooting arrows was common enough or important enough to everyday survival that this was quite a detailed depiction of how you position your feet, how you position your hand, and then how you're aiming in there. It's 90 degrees of your vision to the front, and your target actually is toward, so you have to turn your head, right, without distorting your torso. You have to hold it and create the tension without moving, without being flimsy. You have to steady and stable to be able to be accurate on that target. So that's shooting. I'm super happy to go into details of that. But let's move on. 升官发财, we're talking about rising the ranks and multiply your wealth. 发财, Chinese as a culture, probably American as a culture, especially American or English, capitalist market economy, right? So multiply your wealth. It's everybody's big topic. It's probably one of the first, the contemporary survival skills you have, just like shooting arrows back then. So that in Chinese culture, especially so, like we set the phrase, expression, 发财, you see here, 发财, again. We put that into our set expression to show you how important that we can multiply our wealth. And we use 发, this is shooting, we're shooting your wealth. Okay, we use 发 to mean you're increasing your wealth in a speedy way, as if you're shooting an arrow out. Okay, so rise through the ranks is one of the main things of life achievement, and the other one is to multiply your wealth. Okay, it's universal, still true today. 后发制人, it says the late shooters is going to stop the opponent. So 后发制人, supposedly in this rivalry or this shoot down or face down scenario when you have two persons facing each other down, right? And here we're talking about the 后发制人, the one who is shooting later are going to stop the previous shooter, meaning because you're holding your arrow, suppose metaphorical arrow, you're waiting for your opponent to make the first move, and then you can move accordingly when the person is already taken a position or placed itself in a certain, him or herself in a certain place. And by assessing the latest placement, then you can strategize and shoot more accurately. So that's the the philosophy here. 后发制人 means you, even if you act later, but you're going to be more fatal. Okay, 恭喜发财 is the number one thing when, especially Cantonese. This is Cantonese expression. I'm introducing you here is simplified Chinese. Cantonese is traditional Chinese. They sound differently. They have their unique expression. But 恭喜发财 was such a popular expression that it definitely bleed into simplified Chinese world as well. 恭喜发财 means you're pre-congratulated of your potential to multiply your wealth in the new year. So this is a Chinese Happy New Year expression. We wish, well-wishing, especially of the other person's wealth capacity. You can multiply your wealth this year. And again, we use a shooting arrow, the shooting action, as if your wealth can increase. Okay, imagine a bar chart, right? You can shoot up, like multiply your wealth in this year. So that's a Chinese Happy New Year wishing. All right, that's 发. Thank you for your time. See you another day.